again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.
Well, thank you so much for being with us on Unity 93.3 FM and Unity TV. This is Friday, the 13th day of the month of October 2023. Beatrice Adamu Eje is my name, your anchor this lovely Friday morning. And of course, Nigerians would always say, thank God it's Friday. And of course, in the studio of Unity 93.3 FM this morning, I say, thank God it's Friday. And of course, it is lovely because you were there tuned to Unity 93.3 FM. And so in the studio this morning, I am not alone as usual. I have an in-house, so to say, because he is not a stranger. He is a friend of Unity FM and TV. I'm talking about Barrister Sani Paul Zaruma, a legal practitioner based in Jos, Nigeria. I'll let him say good morning to you, our viewer and our listener. Barrister, good morning.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners. Nice having you here. Nice having me in this studio this morning.
Oh, thank you very much. Gradually we have come to the very last edition of Unity Trend for this week. And we have also come to the last day of the first half of the month of October. And so we must do our best to say all that we have to say so that we make Nigeria, that beautiful Nigeria, that great nation that it should be, that it is by resources and potential. And thank you so much for staying tuned. And I beg that you continue with us on this. And so let's just go, Barrister. Let's see what we have, particularly on our national dailies. And let's just see, there is this issue of Dangote threatens to arrest people spreading fake news about cement price. Barrister, recently we have received a report where there was, a change, a reduction in terms of cement price by the Boers. And so Dangote and people, you could also see that on social media. People are saying, okay, the Dangote also would do something, will review their price of cement. And so today we are hearing it that Dangote threatens to arrest people spreading fake news about cement price.
Yes, reduction in price of commodities is an individualistic decision. It does not in any way binding on Dangote to also reduce his own price. It is a matter of personal policy, and it is also a matter of enhancing competitive opportunities in the market. Boer has been one of the foremost competitor with Dangote. And frankly, with the present economic reality, I think the reduction in price by Boer is timely.
It's timely, yes.
It's timely, and then should be encouraged too. And then our price regulatory agencies should also work, because that also brings us to the issue of price regulatory agency in Nigeria. At times I wonder if we have functional price regulatory agencies, because we have never really, the common man has never really feel the impact of such agency. They really need to wake up, You see, the recruitment of leadership in this country is very important, I remember when Dora Akunyili was in NAFDAC. NAFDAC was all over the place.
Yes.
At a point in time, it became like a slogan that the fear of NAFDAC is the beginning of wisdom for most companies. And then she had received several honors within and across Nigeria.
Yes.
So I remember when she visited Pakistan, some people, some drug barons who were on death sentence row were set on firing squads to honor her. I don't think anybody in Nigeria has ever received such kind of honor. So we have to, since she left NAFDAC, we barely hear about NAFDAC anymore.
Yes.
So, and we also know her stand against corruption. So it means something is wrong somewhere. So Dora Akunyili is synonymous to NAFDAC, and NAFDAC is synonymous to Dora Akunyili. But immediately she left, that was as if they, that was the end of NAFDAC. And the same thing is happening to most of the agencies. Now, you cannot mention EFCC without reference to people like Nuhu Ribadu. These are people who really stood out in those. So we need leaders, head of parastatals, head of agencies that will stand out to make this country a better country, that will come with passion to see that things are done rightly.
And you find it so difficult to, in terms of price control. Now, you buy something, an item here, you shift just a mile away from that very shop, the same item, you find the price so high, and then again you buy just yesterday, and then today the price is quite different, and you wonder what is the problem. You wonder, everybody just wake up anytime, any day, and decide, okay, I will sell this item at so price. No fear at all. Like you have rightly pointed out, there is need that whatever agency that is in control, that should, is saddled with the responsibility of making sure that is being checked and controlled, should be on his or her toes, and so to make it really work.
It is frankly, it is the responsibility of government to protect the end users of good. In this country, the end users of good are not protected. For example, recently the infamous subsidy is gone remark during the inauguration of the president. All of a sudden, even Hitato subsidized products, the prices were increased, and the government did nothing. Regulatory agencies did nothing, and that was how Nigerian masses subscribed to subsidized product at exponential rates. So these are things that we should work on as a country. We should something drastically must be done. Market forces shouldn't be allowed to control prices. Control regulatory agencies should be the one to control prices in Nigeria.
Yes, of course, and from these, away from it, of course, let's see what we have here. This one is so pathetic, saying we have lost our beloved ones just so because there was that, they said police report. And so we have this one, I said, don't listen on police reports before saving lives. Saving lives should come first before any other thing. I wrote sometimes back, some 5 or 6 years back, on the pages of Plateau Population Corporation Standard, just an article seeking to be allowed so that I will save my brother, whom, there was an accident. So the article was all about, allowing people, Nigerians, to save lives instead of insisting, even when you tried to rush such victims to the hospital, you will be asked to provide police reports at such critical state where the victim, is between life and death, and people are like, provide police reports. And so let's see what we have to talk about on this very issue, so that we see, probably we will get to save some more lives.
I think that is a terrible culture, because I would not say it is the law. It is a terrible culture, and then it also falls back on both the hospital managers, health managers, and also the police organization, the police institution. This is an institutional failure, because in most cases, once you treat the people, when police start harassing you, nobody will be there to protect you. So that's why they are always been in the side of caution, and then they always demand for the police report. But unfortunately, this culture should be jettisoned within this country if we want to make headway. Why will people be dying? Thousands of people, thousands of unreported cases have died in this country as a result of requests of one police report or the other, particularly in accident-related cases. in some extreme cases, how will you, for instance, it doesn't even make logical sense. If someone, we had a report of someone who went to the hospital with bullet wounds. Then the hospital said that they were requesting for police report, and they took the person to another location. Then police were searching in hospitals that there were an attempt to kidnap, and there was a gunshot exchange. But they were trying to see if there is anybody
in any
hospital. And if the hospital have taken in such persons, and then eventually
the police coming
demand for police report, I think that will make sense. Recently, someone beat his wife to death in Abuja. So when they brought the woman, the doctor told the person that no, the woman is just in coma. He told the husband, because it was the husband that actually beat her. He told the woman that he told the husband that the woman is in coma. Let him just give him some time to see how he can work it out. And then he put a call. He made an arrangement. He invited the police, and that was how he was arrested. If not, he may probably had run away. So these are some of the things you shouldn't. Wisdom is profitable to direct.
Yes, and that's true.
Yes.
Now, Barrister, if today we'll just put on the studio line and then let our listener and our viewer to call to affirm or to confirm if there has been any of such cases, if they are witnesses of such, I want to believe that you'll be amazed to the fact that people are going through a lot. Now, this same story or this same issue is leading us to the fact that there are times also, if you happen to maybe get someone who is caught in a criminal act and then you take him to the police, you will be treated as if you are the criminal. Now, and so Nigerians are beginning to feel, oh, I don't want to be a party to this, because if I make any attempt now to take this criminal even to the police station so that this issue can be looked upon, you who try to save the situation and then taking the person to the police station, you, in most cases, I say, you'll be treated as if you are the criminal, the suspect, as it is. So, and I wonder how possible we will continue on such, because it's making some Nigerians feel not to be, they say police is a friend. So, but in cases like this, we don't see the relationship we expect, between the people and the citizens and then the police in such cases. So, Barrister, let's see also, we have this one. This one says, troops ambush terrorists in Kebbi, rescued 17 kidnapped persons. I think this one is good news.
Yeah, this is good news. We must congratulate our service chiefs. They have not been long in the office, but I think they have started well. They have started well.
Okay.
Well. Recently, the Chief of Defense Staff issued an order to the military, and I was impressed. He said, this headline says, troop ambush. It is. It shows failure of intelligence. Previously, we keep on hearing of our troops being ambushed. That means there is failure of intelligence. But if our intelligence institution is adequate, if it is effective, then we will rather be ambushing the insurgent instead of the insurgent ambushing us. And I have said it somewhere that these people doesn't have an organized recruitment method. They don't have an organized barrack. They are not really an organized institution. They are just a group of crazy touts and dangerous insurgents. Now, the organized institution should have an edge over an unorganized institution. So we really appreciate the service chief. They are making gains. I was looking at so many arrests. The people that burnt the Catholic Church and killed the seminarian in Kaduna has been arrested. The body of the Ardo of Panyam has been recovered, and some arrests were made. the people that killed this lady at Southern Kaduna in her farm, they have been arrested. The people that kidnapped, this University of Jos student a couple of months ago, they have been arrested. So many high-profile arrests, unlike what we had in the previous regime. And that is why some people have been saying, change the service chief if they are not working. And once we have this culture of, changing service chiefs if they are not working, anybody that goes there will want to make a point, will want to make a statement. So they have started well. Let them keep the tempo, or can I say let them increase the tempo so that we keep on having results. The results we are getting recently in Plateau State, and even these criminals that some of these criminals that broke just jail some times ago, some of them have been arrested recently by the STF. So the STF are doing a great job, and the CDS gave an order that they should not be waiting for an ambush, and they should also not go to theater of operation and forming camps. The unfortunate culture is military will go to a theater of operation, form camps, and then they'll be eating and drinking and sleeping in the camps. So, but now you say, no, you will not just go and form camps and stay in camps. You will take the war to the battle. You will take the war to the insurgent. You will take the war to the terrorists. You will take the war to their hideouts, to their enclaves, to wherever. You take the war there. And then, if you take the war to the battlefront, you will not. We wouldn't. For long now, we have not seen funny videos. We have not seen propaganda videos because there are no. The military now didn't give them the opportunity. So we give kudos to the military. We also appreciate the soldiers that are working on ground, at sacrificing the comfort of their family, sacrificing their lives. And so many of them had excruciating and traumatic experiences, and we give them kudos. We encourage them. Let them keep on doing the good work they are doing for their motherland, and then we pray for more results, and we pray for God's protection for the soldiers on the battlefront.
Okay, Barrister, very quickly. What do you think the security are, doing differently this time around? Although you've made mention of one of it, instead of just having camps where they go and just have some normal life there, but you have made it clear that there's been this order that they take the war, the battle, even right to the hideout of these criminals, and so that is one. So what other things do you think our security are doing differently for us to begin to have such results?
I think there is great improvement. When there is no improvement, we will say there is no improvement. But when there is improvement, let's encourage them to do more. They are doing a lot of things differently. Like now, unlike the previous service chiefs, that they normally give excuses. Oh, the insurgent, they have superior firepower, they have weapons that we don't have. Now, the new service chiefs are not giving room for such kind of excuses. You cannot tell me that a kidnapper have a more superior arm than a policeman or a soldier. I don't believe that. So we have never seen them being arrested with those superior arms. And then again, they are also, this present service chief are doing something differently. For instance, one of the things they are doing differently is they are doing less of propaganda. Like some times ago they said we killed. I don't want to use the word killed. There is this better words. I can't get
that
it
is
now.
done at the moment.
Yes. Yeah, so they said we neutralize. That's the word I'm looking for. They said we neutralize the insurgent, and then there are evidence all over the place that yes, this insurgent were really neutralized, because you could see motorcycles, over 100 motorcycles being burnt. You could see their camps being burnt. You could see at least some element of evidence. They didn't show the bodies because they felt that the bodies are not presentable, but at least you could see some element of fact through that, yes, they are really working. Unlike before, they will say that we have killed 1,000 insurgents and nothing to show for it. So they were winning the propaganda while the insurgents are winning the criminality. So that was the unfortunate thing. Now these people are doing less of the propaganda and they are doing more of the work. So we give them kudos. We encourage them for these gains they are getting. And then recently, the spokesman for the STF also said that there are some cases that they pursued to judgment. They pursued those cases to ensure that they got conviction. So I think this is another thing they are doing differently. Instead of just arresting them and dumping them at the police station, you should put in a mechanism to make sure that your effort is not wasted. You put in mechanism to make sure that you follow up from one stage of the investigation to another, up to the point of prosecution.
All right, Barrister, I want to believe somehow we have just but 5 minutes to get done with this segment. Would you love to, let's see what we have in terms of sport, football, to be precise. You have to do this because I really might not have a lot here.
I would say, first of all, I will congratulate Plateau United for winning their first home match on Sunday here in Jos Field. It was really entertaining.
Yes.
And then we also encourage the management of Plateau United for an initiative. Access tickets to Jos Township Stadium, the Jos Zaria Road Stadium used to be one of the most expensive in Nigeria. And people have been complaining and say the economic is not. And then this management, taking advantage of the situation at hand, reduce the gate fee from 300 to 100, which made it affordable. And the home crowd was larger than usual.
Yeah.
And then they cheered up the players to victory. So this is a very good initiative. So we congratulate the new management of Plateau United for that wonderful initiative.
Yeah.
And then we also can congratulate the fans, because you don't see the kind of violence you used to see in stadium. Many people stopped going to stadium because of violence.
Yes.
But today, I was so excited. I could see families, husband, wife, and children, in the stadium. This is what is obtainable in Europe. So if you don't want to watch football, stay at home. Why go there and cause chaos? So it's really, it's really pleasant to see people going to stadium with their families and enjoying themselves. Now that's that about Plateau United. And then back to Nigeria Super Eagles. Very soon they will be playing a friendly match, with Saudi Arabia. And after Saudi Arabia, they will be engaged in another friendly. And then people are saying they want to see what Coach Spero will do with the boys, being one of the poorest paid coaches in the world. And then he's going to be facing the most expensive country's coach in the world. So, so people are saying they want to see which one will outsmart or beat one. I wish the Super Eagles do the best for this upcoming match.
Okay, before we get done finally on this segment, Barrister, talking about the Plateau United playing at the Zaria Road Stadium, you made mention of how the whole thing was very good because you could see family in their numbers, coming to watch, and there was no chaos as the story, were in time past. And so, do you think it's because of the presence of security?
No.
Or the people are beginning to have a change of...
I don't think it's... I think there is an improvement in civilization.
All right.
And then also, the immediate past chairman of Plateau United Supporters Club and the present chairman, they did well. They did well in terms of building a crowd management system, in such that, when they discover some people are being unruly, they will go and approach them. Before, if they are playing match in stadium, you will see fierce-looking policemen, with koboko, the one we call koboko in Nigeria, some of them with bamboo stick, some of them with knives, holding it, jackknife, holding it physically, So how would you like to go to such kind of environment with your family? But today, you could see a couple of policemen, a few civil defense officers.
Very
and
few.
At times you could even see armored a personnel carrier in a stadium those days. As if a watching match has become a war. But now there is great improvement. You could see a couple of policemen, couple of bodyguards, and then couple of civil defense officers. No more militaries in the stadium anymore like it used to be. So things have greatly improved. And then I think this is also, apart from that, I it's a level of civilization.
Okay.
Yes, because why would you go for a place of entertainment and then you're fighting? Fighting for what?
I see, and that is lovely, Barrister. Very quickly now, let's see what we have to say concerning there's this viral videos having Nigerians thrown in prisons without any cause. That's probably there is that need for us to still verify before we really talk on issues like that. It's a viral video anyway. Is it about? It has to do with it up here. Nigerians are being in prisons for no just cause. They haven't been tried and then things like that. And so maybe we just a call to the Nigerian the ambassadors, those whom have the mandate to protect the interests of Nigeria in other countries. Well, if you have anything, maybe just a wake-up call to such a function.
Yeah, Minister of Foreign Affairs should really look into that aspect of the policy. Abike Dabiri was doing well in the previous regime with relation to handling matters relating to Nigerians in diaspora. But recently, things are relatively quiet now.
Okay, they're not so pronounced.
So at least policies should be continued. Policies shouldn't be just a one-off. And that's one of the major problems we have in this country. Anybody that just come, if you don't like the face of your predecessors, you just cancel his policy and start all over again. And we keep on repeating ourselves again and again, and it is like being in a merry-go-round. It's actually a movement, a cycle form of movement, a whirlwind kind of movement, but without any progress. And that is exactly what is happening in virtually all the parastatals in the country. We really have to protect our diasporians. We really have to protect Nigerians that are out there. You cannot just say, and then the question is, if you have not even finished protecting Nigerians that are home, you find it also extremely difficult to how much more of those that are outside. So our government have to be responsible and responsive to some of these issues.
Oh, thank you very much. By the time we compile report as regarding Nigerians being in prison in some countries of the world, we would bring it up here on this platform so we can discuss about it in depth. But for now, we're not so certain about whether Ethiopia or any other country. But then you just keep your doubt with us. We will do the needful. And so the time for us to go on a short break has come. And so do stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It kill love, it kill dreams. It land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Mr. Politician, It's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.
Thank you so much for still staying tuned to Unity 93.3 FM and TV. Beatrice Adamuiji is my name, the anchor of Unity Trend, and today's edition of Unity Trend happens to be the very last editions for this lovely week in the month of October. And today is Friday, the 13th day of the month of October 2023. And in the studio, it has been a usual and someone whom has, in most cases, been in the studio to share his thoughts on issues, and so he is a public affairs commentator, a practicing, active a legal practitioner who based in Jos Plateau State, Nigeria, Barrister Sani Paul Zaruma. He's in the studio, and together we'll be looking at a topic which I will bring it your way just after he says good morning to you, our listener and our viewer. Barrister.
Good morning, listeners and viewers. It's my pleasure being here.
Oh, thank you very much. Recently, we have been having issues of what people tends to address or describe as conflicting court decisions and so. But today we'll be looking at a topic that has to do with issues like that, and it's conflicting court decisions on election matters. Is it healthy for our jurisprudence? That's the topic we're looking at this morning, and so we'll just let Barrister to begin to tell us what this whole topic has to do this morning.
Recently, conflicting court orders or judgments, as the case may be, has become an embarrassing menace in our jurisprudence, in our political sphere, in our political cycle. It is an embarrassment to the legal profession. It is an embarrassment to the judiciary. It is also an embarrassment to Nigeria as a country. And it may also be a clock in the wheel of progress of our democratic process.
Okay.
So this is a menace that must be changed. Something must be done drastically about it. When we talk about conflicting decision, we are talking about decisions that are court of coordinate jurisdiction will give, will say yes, and then another court will say no. When a court of coordinate jurisdiction said, I instruct you to do A, B, C, and then another court of coordinate jurisdiction will say, no, don't do A, B, C. Now let me give you a classical example.
All right.
When Uche Secondos was the chairman of PDP, there was 3 conflicting decisions within 1 week.
Okay.
A high court in Jigawa gave an order that he should be reinstated in the office. Another court, it was from Rivers, a court in Calabar gave an order that he should vacate his office. Then a high court in Jigawa gave an order that he should be reinstated. As he was about to resume in the office, then just the following morning, another court in Rivers gave an order that he should not enter the office. So, in the midst of this, you will begin to wonder, where are we heading to?
And where is
the confusion coming from? There are so many factors that are leading to conflicting decisions. Now, some of these factors are, 1, corruption.
Okay, corruption is a factor.
Yes, corruption is a major factor, because you would see that most of these cases where we are getting conflicting decisions are emanating from political cases or cases involving high-profile politicians or cases involving the elites. You hardly see a conflicting decision emanating from a cases from poor people in the society. So the major drive of completing court cases is corruption. Then the second factor is forum shopping by lawyers.
Okay.
Yes, lawyers embark on forum shopping. They are looking for which court will best represent their interests based on the psychological disposition of the judge, either as a result of being a corrupt person, or as a result of sentiment, or as a result of any form of things that make him vulnerable psychologically. So they shop, they embark on, they go to court. Foreign shopping is a terrible thing in our system, in that if I discover that the judges in Jos, no one will favor my interest, I will travel as far as Kaduna to go and obtain an order. This is not healthy. The system must be harmonized. Another factor that is causing conflicting decision is judges' orientation, judges' background.
Okay.
That brings us to the issue of interpretation, because judges are interpreters of the law.
All right.
Yes, so it's not all of them that are corrupt. It's not all conflicting judgment that emanates from corruption. Yes, there are those conflicting decisions that emanate from the background of the judge. Like, for instance, recently we have a lot of conflicting decisions in Plateau State Election Petition Tribunal. One of the panel is of the view that PDP have a structure. And then the other panel is of the view that PDP did not have a structure. And apart from not having a structure, that the issue of structure is a pre-election matter. Apart from that, they also are of the view that a third party cannot delve into the internal affair of another political party. While the other tribunal are of the view that, well, once there is a court pronouncement on a matter, it is no longer an internal affair of that political party. And for that reason, based on that interference of court, it has become a public issue, and the court is bound to take judicial notice of a decision of another court. Okay. And as a result, we have a conflicting judgment. And then a lot of politicians are coming, some accusing the judges of corruption, some have even gone to the extent of petitioning the judges. That's why I'm trying to lay emphasis is that it's not all conflicting judgment that is a product of corruption.
Yes, okay.
There are some that are product of manipulation. Like, for instance, if I'm a lawyer, I know that my client have a case before you, you are a judge, I will just go to Mr. B, who is not aware that there is another pending case. And then I will not also draw his attention to the existence of that court. Once you draw the judge's attention that there is another case that is existing somewhere with respect to same parties and same subject matter, the judges have the discretionary power to consolidate the actions, so that there wouldn't be conflicting decision. So even lawyers can apply that these matters are similar. Let's consolidate them so that we'll have the same results. But however, by the nature of election petition, consolidation in such election petition is unique. So most of these things, because the judges are interpreters, at times they interpret it differently. The way I will see it, just like we have it in religion. You will see the same Bible, different denomination, different doctrines, because of interpretation. The same thing you see in Islam. The same Quran, different sects, different interpretation. So once you talk about the jurisprudence of interpretation, it brings you to the fact that people could look at things, the same thing, the same fact, the same law, differently. So it's not every conflicting decision that is corrupt,
as a result of corruption.
Yes.
I see.
So, but that's one thing with politicians. They will keep telling you, "Oh, I don't agree with this." If they went in, they say this judgment is the will of the God. The court is the court is the hope of the common man.
Yeah.
But once they lose, they will start bombarding the court. It's just it reminds me those days in secondary school. If you pass WAEC, you say, I made A's in WAEC. If you fail, you say WAEC failed me. So it also happened even in the university. They say, this lecturer, he failed me.
He failed me.
And in most cases, if you pass, you say, I made it. I got an A in so course. So this is what is happening in our political cycle. So we have to also work on our political culture. It's not every decision that is a conflicting decision that is a result of corruption.
Okay, so what do you think is the best thing to do in order to minimize or to get rid of some unnecessary, especially that which, not necessarily that which emanates from corruption as a factor that results to conflicting decisions? What do you think we need to do so that we have less of this?
Number one, that there should be stringent punishment on any litigant that is aware that there is a pending case with similar facts. Once the court is able to establish that there is this litigant is aware that there is a pending case elsewhere with similar facts and the same parties or similar parties, and then still instituted a different case, the law creates room for joinder. If there is a case between Mr. A and B, and I feel like that the decision will affect me, I can apply for joinder to join the case. And the court will not stop me from joining the case. So, secondly, whenever there is a new electoral law, there should be a kind of retreat, there's a kind of orientation for judges, so that there will be harmonious interpretation of the new electoral law. Like some of the conflicting judgments we are getting recently is as a result of the 2022 Electoral Act. And then so many people, judges are looking at it differently, sincerely. And then there are also some factors that lead to conflicting decision as a result of sincere mistakes. Judges are human beings; they can make mistakes. I remember this popular dictum of Supreme Court that says, "We are final not because we are infallible, but we are infallible because we are final." So their finality is not determined by their perfection, but they are perfect because their decision is final. So these are some of the things that we want to let people know, and then also that is why we have court of appeal, so that if you are not satisfied with the decision of the lower court, you can go upstairs. So instead of vilifying the judges, instead of harassing them, you go on appeal, except if you have a substantial proof or substantial evidence that this judgment is a result of corruption. Yes, you can take a step and write a petition. But if you are just, you cannot write petition based on assumption or based on speculation. So these are some of the things, because everybody that wins the case, you will praise the judiciary, and anybody that loses the case, you will say the judiciary is corrupt. So where are we heading to as a country? We are doing a disservice to our country with such approach.
Okay, let's know, Barrister, does it affect the electorate in any way when we have a situation where you have conflicting judgments or court decisions? The electorate, once there is any of such in court, they feel, of course, their mandate or whatever it is in the end will be decided by, and then conflicting.
Yes, it affects the electorate. Because if you take a decision and then you said, go to court, and then they went to court, they approached the court, and then they didn't get justice in the court, it affects them psychologically. And once there is no confidence in the judiciary, then our democracy is in trouble. Because judiciary is the bedrock of democracy.
All right.
Most cases, for instance, starting from INEC are supposed to be neutral. INEC are supposed to be independent. INEC are supposed to be non-partisan. So INEC should hold on to their responsibility. Once INEC fail, the ball now move to the court of the judiciary. And if the judiciary fail, then our democracy is in trouble. And judges should also be careful so that we wouldn't be having judges made senators, judges made governors, judges made a House of Reps members. Because like someone was criticizing rightly, and I subscribe to his criticism, Professor Farouk Perogi. He said that you cannot have 200 million, or is it 2 million people vote for somebody, then 3 people will just sit down and vote for an unpopular person and superimpose it on the will of the people. You know, the judges should do the right thing. They should do it with fear of God.
Okay, now, so what's the way forward that you probably would suggest, call out for?
Yes, I mentioned a couple of things, and then inexperienced judges, or if I may use a more decent word, newly appointed judges shouldn't be subjected to the rigors of election petition. Election petition is sui generis, it requires a lot of experience, it requires a lot of expertise, and then it's mostly handled by senior lawyers.
Okay.
So when you bring a relatively young judge who is naive into it, it's also not healthy. And then someone will argue on the flip side and say, okay, most of these judges that are giving these conflicting judges are old judges. Now, we should set up a punitive mechanism once a judge is found wanting. We have known of Justice Abel who was punished as a result of some of these decisions. We have known of so many judges, but recently you hardly heard of such punishment meted on the judicial official for not doing the right thing. They should do the right thing. They should they not only do the right thing, but it should be seen to be that the right thing has been done by an average person. So these are some of the things that we are pushing for. So Nigerians should know that there are still righteous judges, there are still upright judges, there are still principled judges, there are judges that are really standing on what is right. For instance, recently the appeal court, the election petition in Delta State held that it's also a conflict with the general decision that other court gave. But the one that are holding, that of Indudu Elumelu, they gave an order. They sacked Ngozi as the reps member on the ground that as at the time Labour Party submitted the list of party members to INEC prior to the primaries, Ngozi was not a member of Labour Party. The matter went on appeal, and the appeal court held that membership of Labour Party cannot be protruded, or can I say, Elumelu cannot interfere. He cannot. He's a meddlesome interloper. He cannot meddle with the internal affair of Labour Party because he is a PDP member, while the issue of membership is purely a Labour Party business. So the Court of Appeal ruled that he is a meddlesome interloper, and then they overturned the decision of the lower court and upheld the pronouncement of INEC that Ngozi actually won the House of Representatives in that constituency. So we are saying that there are judges that are still upright, there are judges that are still God-fearing, there are judges, and we should encourage them. We should not stereotype the judiciary. You cannot throw the baby and the bathwater. You sieve the baby out of the bathwater, you throw the bathwater and you keep your baby. So stereotyping is like throwing the baby with the bathwater.
Okay, in most cases, whenever there is this case of conflicting court judgment and court decisions, you have when it's a political issue, you have the people, trying to respond in such a way that will not support the efforts in peace building, particularly when we come locally, you say, on the plateau. So what would you have to advise people, Nigerians or Platoonians, how to behave when there is seemingly, an issue of conflicting court judgment?
I saw a contemptuous article by one of the political parties in expressing their disapproval of the conflicting judgments. Unfortunately, just like I earlier pointed, this was the same political party that celebrated and said, judiciary is the hope of the common man. And about a week or thereabout later,
after another court decision,
they scandalously and continuously made a very libelous press release against the judiciary. And mind you, they have appealed, also relying on the same judiciary they have scandalized. Now this also brings us to the point that there are upright judges. We have seen them. As a lawyer, I have seen upright judges, I have seen sincere judges, I have seen principled judges. We still have them in Nigeria. So, since they have to go to appeal, they should go to appeal. They should not overheat the polity. They should not cause chaos. The responses and the reaction in the election decision of the tribunal of Nasarawa State and Plateau State is unfortunate, is uncalled for, is terrible, and is unhealthy for our democracy.
And so at this point, there are followers, there are those who, of course, align with some certain political parties. And in the case where to a certain party, a certain judgment to them is not favorable because somehow it's conflicting at one court decision and then at the other, why this? And so they have followers. So I want us to talk to commoners at this point. How should they behave? Because with the press release, you said, if such press release would be flying all over, does it have a way? I want to believe it has a way of preparing, the commoners to want to take, do some things that will not help to, to consolidate on the effort to build peace on the plateau. So particularly the common man. What should a common man do when there is such a press release because of a perceived, conflicting court judgment?
Well, there is this popular saying that when two elephants are fighting, is the grass that normally suffers. That's exactly what is happening to the commoners. Because number one, though the court is an open place, it's accessible, but the commoners hardly access the court. Because in most cases it's only the elites. Because when you go to the court, the tribunal, you see the sitting arrangement. The court is not really a very big place like that. So the commoners wouldn't know what is happening inside the court. So it is after the court, what they would tell them is what they will hold on to. So the commoners are in a very precarious situation when it comes to what information they are getting concerning the outcome of the tribunal. As lawyers, we can also help out in explaining some of these things. That just like I've explained, that it's not all conflicting decisions that are out of corruption, that are byproduct of corruption. Some conflicting decisions as a result of the orientation, understanding, exposure, and interpretation and perspective of that judge. So. And then, of course, we have also agreed here that there are some decisions that are product of corruption. And then, once there are evidence of such corrupt inducement, the government should take serious, drastic action. The NJSC should take serious, drastic action on them. Now, for the commoners, they should always, I encourage them to listen to both sides and strike a balance.
Okay,
yes,
listen to
because
both sides.
Yes, listen to both sides and strike a balance. Don't just be one-sided. You know, Gigi Omoshe in one of his books said that he came across a car sticker that said, "I have made up my mind. Don't disturb me with the facts." Yeah, that's the mentality we have. So many people have already made up their mind, so they are not interested in the facts. It's either the judgment favor us, or we don't want to know the fact. We don't want to know the situation. We don't want to know the ratio decidendi. We don't know. That's the reason for that decision.
Yes.
So all we want is that let the decision by hook, crook, or which means let it favor us. And if that's the case, then it's not democracy. Yes.
Okay. There is
because democracy moves in sequence with logic. It moves in sequence with reasoning. It also, the true test of democracy is objectivity, not subjectivity. So when we have a subjective mindset, it's also not healthy.
Okay, there is this also I've heard to say that has to do with the judge's interpretation is based on what is provided either as evidence or whatever it is. So it is upon this that they are able to channel their interpretations and then suddenly come to
that's another angle. A judge interprets based on what is presented before him. So, and then one of the factors, aside from other factors I mentioned, it could also be the lawyer. In as much as judges could make mistakes, lawyers could also make mistakes.
Okay.
For instance, you are supposed to file your case within 21 days, and you file after 22 days or 25 days. And the judge will tell you that your case is statute bar, and there is nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
You understand? And also, in the process of presentation of cases, lawyers could also make mistake.
I see.
Yes, you can make mistake in the process of presentation. We have had a situation where, like a very good example is the case of Mechina. Many people were bombarding the Supreme Court. Many people were bombarding the decision of the Supreme Court, but they didn't look at the flip side, the other side of it.
All right.
Now, in the case of Mechina, there was an allegation of fraud in that case, and then in an allegation of fraud, you are supposed to prove beyond reasonable doubt.
All right.
So you cannot prove an allegation of fraud by an affidavit evidence. And the lawyers wanted to prove an allegation of fraud by an affidavit evidence, which made the court to say, no, you cannot come by this means.
Thank you very much.
It's just like someone who will go, let me round up by saying, it's just like someone who is going to Gombe, and then he started going to Enugu Road. Yes. Enugu will never take him to Gombe.
Yes.
So if you want to go to Gombe, you go to Gombe. So these are some of the things. So lawyers also are a factor. In most cases, lawyer will hardly tell you that it's my mistake or it's my error that make you to lose your case. Yes.
Oh, thank you very much, Barrister, for being in the studio. Our listener and viewer, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short time out. Thank you.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again.
Thank you. I'm so happy that you are still tuned to Unity 93.3 FM and TV. Beatrice Ademoye remains my name, the anchor of Unity Trend. This lovely Friday morning, the 13th day of the month of October 2023. And in the studio this morning, I have a practicing, active legal practitioner in the studio, Barrister Sani Paul Zaruma, and together we have looked into the topic which has issues around conflicting court judgment. And so now is about time for you, our listener and our viewer, to call us in, and let's get to hear what is it that you have to bring in as a contributions. You just call, let me know your name, where you're calling from, and you go straight ahead. In a minute, let's have what you have to say. And we would love to apologize. My attention has been drawn to the fact that there's a bit of a heat in terms of connecting with us on the Facebook, but you can do well to join us on YouTube. It's on Unity FM TV. You go YouTube, you get us on that. And so thank you. Well, we apologize again and again for that, but of course, once you can get us even on Facebook or any other platform, please do drop your comments at the appropriate time. I will get to read that. Remember, also on these platforms, we don't subscribe to any sort of comments that will, instead of gathering or bringing us together or supporting the effort of peace building, but scatter, no, we will not take it here, we will not tolerate. And so just stick to the vision of promoting peaceful coexistence. And so that is it. Comments made on this platform are not in any way the standpoint or position of Unity 93.3 FM. Let's begin. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Sadiq Umar. I'm calling from TC and T Junction.
Sadiq Umar, thank you for calling.
Yes, I will comment your guest. He has spoken well.
Thank you.
Thank you, said Mr.
On the issue of getting police report before attending to a patient, which you raised earlier.
Yes.
You see, this is a very, very unfortunate issue that has been happening for a very, very long time. And Nigerians have been confusing. And much with this thing that is happening, it's only happening for the poor man. There's not any rich man that will be in an accident. Immediately they take him to the hospital by his name and position. They will attend to him. It's really the poor masses that they always face this. That's why I want to ask the barrister in the house this question. So who are those responsible? Is it the rules? Is it the constitution that says that you must give a police report to a hospital before it will attend to? So, and if you have a collaboration between the police and the hospital, we can get it right. So I think the constitution and the system have to be changed. If not, people are getting it very softly. And lastly, I want to comment on the issue of judges that the barrister has commented. Actually, judiciary is the last hope of every Nigerian or every human being.
Yes.
But actually, when it comes to judgment, as there is a lot of technicality to make a pronouncement to any judgment, I think the system, the kind of judges that have to give it a high responsibility of political institutions like this, have to have a credible record that they can do in the judgment. But I think the only thing is to get the autonomy to the judiciary and of government.
Thank you, Senator
autonomy, as long as the executive giving the appointment, we cannot get the rest. When we have the full autonomy of the judiciary, they can give themselves right in. I think we can get the right, and we have a check and balance in the system. Thank you very much.
Okay, Sadiq Umar. Okay, if you want to be with us on our YouTube page, is Unity FM TV. You can be with us on YouTube. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning to the guest this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Your name and where you're calling from, please?
This is calling from Tafe.
Okay, it's good to have you, Mr. Shamsen. So you go on in a minute.
Actually, regarding the police report,
yes.
I think it's a well if there's a synergy between the hospital have a number or a coded connection that if somebody is critically injured and brought to the hospital, at the first, you can press the call to the police station. While they decide to go by the treatment, the police will arrive at the hospital and take out the necessary investigation to satisfy that person. And if person is a victim of, let me see, robbery or what have you, that may need their attention, you could in that same day, and even handcuff him or take him away, rather than suffering and losing life because of the unfortunate report that could not be given on time. I think they need to create that avenue that immediately somebody is going to hospital, they call you the place and they should arrive on time. And lastly, about judgment with different verdicts.
Yes.
I think if they do us well, the lawyers with due respect to practice with integrity.
All right, thank you.
Because what you're saying is a lot of things are not what we are supposed to do.
Thank you very much for making your point.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much for calling. Still talking about the need to look into the issue of police report before attending to victims of accidents or what's not. Hello, good morning.
Morning,
thank you very much, and amen.
And the guests in the studio.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Yes, I don't calling you from Bokiro.
Thank you very much, Deomi.
Thank you very much. You see, the judiciary is the hope of the common man.
Yes.
But presently now, are we supposed to stand on that ground? Because you see, if you don't have money,
yes,
you don't have judiciary.
okay.
But you'll be hearing cases of go and get a lawyer. Immediately you get a lawyer, you are not able to even to finance yourself, then you are in trouble. Why is it now the hope of the common man? And on the other hand, please, I just want to ask a question. Is it not possible for the judiciary to work with INEC before during election period and before election is being declared?
All right.
Instead of even having issue of this nature that after election you'll be having
meet in court.
Cases. You see, the other time the judiciary were saying that the number of court cases they are just too much for them. So at least if it's possible that the judiciary can go and can work during election period, so that we will not be having a lot of challenges like this after election.
Thank you.
And God bless you.
Thank you very much, Adelmi. Okay, in case you are a first timer, 07032353315 is the line to join us and make your own input. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
We're fine. Hope you too.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. We can hear you. Your name?
Good morning.
Fine.
I'm Mumbara calling from Kona Shagari.
Okay, please, you have a minute. Go on.
Okay. You know the problem of judiciary.
Please.
If you don't have money,
Okay.
you cannot even go to judiciary now.
Okay.
Because they will not the other side lawyer will continue to delay the case. Will say that they use a simple language by saying that their house is not arranged. Then they will continue to delay. And if you don't have money to be giving the other lawyer 5,000 or 10,000 as a issue, that means you will lose the rating.
Okay.
Like as I'm telling you now, I have a plot that they sent for me.
Okay.
When I go now to carry lawyer, no problem. They continue delaying you till my power ends. So the other hand, the politicians, most of the parties.
Hello.
This is the personality of judiciary.
Oh, thank you.
Because where the lower court or other court, it shows that the party should be done.
Okay, I think he has made his point clear. And sorry about that. At a point, it became unstable. If you may want to call us back, and then we will appreciate. Anyway, still talking about a barrister. A lot of people, I want to believe, they find it so difficult because of how expensive it is for them to actually, pursue justice. And not really because there is no hope in the judiciary, but because probably people find it difficult to even have money to, seek for justice in courts and all that. Okay, since we don't have much to do on Facebook due to the issues we're having at the moment, you may want to send in an SMS, and you do that quickly so I can receive it in time. 08084789 in 4 places for SMS alone. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Very good morning to you, Mr. Presenter. This is Great Comrade Solomon.
Thank you very much. So go on in a minute, please.
Thank you very much for having me. This is a successful country in the United States. Must abide by the rule of law.
Yes.
No any society grow without law. When we talk about law, we must discuss judiciary.
Yes.
If you look at the way our democracy has gone down the drain in this country, the things have become so very, very weak. I think that's because the judiciary have not been very, very, they are not doing the right thing.
Okay.
You look at this critically, even present, I'm talking to you now, I always refer to the election of former Senate President, Senator Ahmed.
Okay.
Senate President. You look at it, I don't know what is the key to ticket.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that up to now? That particular issue always kept me in deep.
Okay.
We need more explanations about that particular contest. That somebody who won a primary and he secured, Allah was secured ticket in a presidential ticket, and he lose the election. So, I don't know whether electoral law allows some people to secure 2 tickets at the same time in different positions. That one alone have disqualified the system of the judiciary, honestly.
All right.
People will succeed in democracy, and even before the country grows, we must have standing a neutral judiciary.
Thank you.
A neutral security man. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for lending your voice in this. Okay, this one is saying, good morning, could be Barrister Zaruma. The ignorant one does not see his ignorance as he basks in its darkness. No, does the knowledgeable one see his own knowledge, for he basks in its light. Be kind to everyone, even to those who don't deserve it. Plateau first, and Nigeria is greater than all of us. Hassan Garba. Thank you, Hassan Garba. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kofi. Good morning, the vice in the house.
Thank you very much. You have a minute. Go on.
This is Yakubu Sali calling from Kayatarwa.
Thank you, Yakubu Sali. Go on.
Honestly, the case has spoken very well, and it's very...
All right. Hello? Hello, Yakubu. Okay, it's like we lost Yakubu. You may need to call us back 070-3235-3315. The line again 070-3235-3315, and you'll be a part of it. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, an SMS, this one say, good morning could be, and a very good morning to barristers. Some conflicting judgments from our judges make one feel ashamed of the judiciary. My question to barrister is that which body is responsible for disciplining erring judges, and are they actually doing their job? Muhammad Tajuddin from Naraguta. Oh, Muhammad Tajuddin, you can find us on Facebook today. Thank you for referring back to SMS. We appreciate. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Kofi.
Thank you very much for calling.
My name is Mr. Ambassador. I'm calling from ZINARIYA.
Please go on in a minute, sir.
Barrister, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Actually, to me, judiciary is the problem of this our country.
Okay.
As of now. Why I say so is, anything now is all about money. And if you don't have money, you will die just like that in sadness. There are many cases of rape of small children. And if the parent doesn't have money to hire a lawyer, they will just sit down just like that, and the case will just disappear. Now let me give you an example of what happened to our community.
Okay.
A case of kidney. Look at where are those human rights? They have to interfere in this case. For God's sake, may God save us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Usman Big 7 host community here. He just called too, and he's on view. It's very expensive, he say, and yes, of course, he just called for human right to step in to rescue situations. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Yakubu.
Yakubu, you call back. Okay,
yes,
let's have you. Please go on.
Okay, my first question, I wanted to ask the barrister. I had from a different station that the former President Muhammadu Buhari, signed into law that if there is an accident or somebody is being shot and taken to hospital, so the doctor should attend to him even without the police. And if so, why? Who is supposed to explain to Nigerians? I want to ask the barrister this question. And the issue of conflicting judges is,
yes.
I need to remind us that even two elephants are fighting, it's the grasses that suffer. And those people that are trying to do something like that, I think they are playing with a flame near fire. Because when you give a judge, when you give a court order, and somebody gives a different thing, before you know it, you just see crisis everywhere. That's why I keep congratulating the supporters, not even those people that won the test.
Yes.
So thank you, God bless you.
Thank you. Yakubu Saleh is congratulating electorate, every Plateau person, and of course all Nigerians for still maintaining peace despite the conflicting, what is tagged as conflicting court judgment. Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Thank you very much. You may be our last caller this morning.
Thank you. Calling you from Holgidney.
So happy to hear from you. So what do you have this morning?
See, if you are talking about justice,
yeah,
the role we play in having justice in this our country, the judge should not even be blamed.
All right.
Let's get back to the primary side using.
Okay.
To the police station. What way are you faced in the police station? Even what the law says, because it was made that was take somebody to court. Does that happen? It's the day that they are is free. So we know what we are experiencing in this country. When talking about the judges that are not independent, go and see how they are wallowing. How will you get justice? Somebody who is even struggling to survive. So that is what we are saying. Is there any single thing as far as Nigeria is concerned today? So you tell me that is working constitutionally. It's just impunity is happening.
You don't.
The corruption is what we are able to achieve in all sectors. That is not it.
I want to, Mr. Kalu, I want to believe that you can attest to the fact that there are some things, a lot of things are also working in this country, of course. I want to believe, hello, are you there? Okay, Mr. Kalu is not there, but of course, a lot are working for us in this country, but we still have a lot also to see how we need to put our heads together and make it work. And that is why there is a platform like this. And thank you for being there, for calling. And now we just let Barrister Zaruma to respond.
Yeah, Sadiq Umar spoke wonderfully well. One of the major things is independence of the judiciary. Once we have an independent judiciary, then I'm telling you, when I mean independence, in terms of recruitment and in terms of enumeration.
All right.
If they are independent, then most of these problems will be solved. Because there is this saying that my lecturer in the university, Professor Inamdi Aduba, my constitutional law lecturer, he said that he who pays the viper dictates the tune. So as long as the judiciary still receive their pay directly from the executive and they are not independent, then the executive will keep on dictating the tune. That is why you see the influence recruitment of judges and judicial officers, and as a result they plant their stooges, their family members, and then and acquaintances, so that subsequently in the future they will be able to influence them. And it's not healthy for our democracy. Now, another caller also mentioned the issue of character of judges that should be sent for election petition tribunal.
Right.
I agree with him. I say there are good judges earlier that have character. Such kind of judges should be sent to election petition tribunal, because we need people at the front burner to be people of character.
Right.
Now, the next point I want to talk about is the body responsible for punishing judicial officer is the NJSC. They are the body that is responsible because someone asked. Then someone asks about the issue of human rights. Yes, people used to mix between National Human Rights Commission and human rights activists. You know, a very simple example is people like Femi Falana. They are not staff of national or employees of National Human Rights Commission, but they are private lawyers who are human rights activists. Like late Gani Faonu, he has never worked with National Human Rights Commission, but he is a private lawyer who is a human rights activist. So the two things are not the same. So there are lawyers that are passionate towards justice and then are willing to assist, what we call pro bono. There are many lawyers. We have organizations like FIDA, like so many organizations. I am saying this so that even National Human Rights Commission should correct some things. Most of the people now working in National Human Rights Commission, they were recruited by friends and relations. So as a result of that, it is not as if they recruited them because they have passion for human rights.
Yes.
Private lawyers are even doing more. For instance now, I have more than 11 human rights cases on my table. In fact, there are some cases I liaise with FIDA. And most of these cases have gone to National Human Rights Commission. So if National Human Rights Commission should recruit lawyers that have passion
from the
for human rights.
Of course, passion.
Yes, not lawyers who just want to be receiving salaries at the end of the month. So not only National Human Rights Commission, all the National League for Human Rights, League for Human Rights is a private organization. I mean, all government funds human rights organization should check their recruitment process. Let passion be emphasized ahead of qualification. Yes, qualification is important, but let's also employ those who
let's begin passion. To round up.
So I round up by saying that someone asked if there is a law that exists that either Buhari signed law. Yes. National Assembly during Buhari regime passed a law that hospitals should not be rejecting patients, and then Buhari ascended to that law. So there is a law now that if a hospital rejects you, you can sue them. But the question is, how many people, just like they are pointing, have money to sue a hospital? How many of them? So I think this is a question that we will answer if we have another opportunity.
Thank you very much, Barrister Zaruma, for coming in and for sharing your thought on this issue and lots other more. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the privilege of being here.
Oh, thank you very much, our viewer and our listener. We appreciate you for always being there with us, and thank you for making your contributions via our social media platforms, and also calling and listening and doing a lot. Some of you would always call us even on our private lines for the fact that to strengthen the presentations and some of other things, and draw attentions to issues that are, that bothers you. So we appreciate you and thank you so much. The end of it, Unity Train for this week. Thank you so much, but do stay tuned for other programs on Unity 93.3 FM. Bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion?